Hello again, Lockpicking Paul here, and what I've got tonight is not your average American padlock. This is the American 7200 series padlock. It's 51mm casing made of steel. It has a tubular core, which is really cool. And I have been after one of these padlocks for ages, but I haven't been able to source one in the UK. And I recently bought a lock off of Jason34 from a UK locksport forum, and he sent me the lock, but he also included some extra locks just randomly, which is super kind of him. And in there was this lock, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my word, been after one of these, and now I've been sent one. Fantastic. It's a great lock. This really is the business. And so, Jason, big thanks for the generous inclusion of this. It works really well. It has a ridiculously powerful core spring in here. And I have, as with most of the locks I pick on this channel, I'll pick it first, see how it goes, so I don't waste everyone's time. And this has got a few tricks in it, this lock. It's got tapered pins, which makes setting the pins in this murderously laborious. It takes ages, it needs variable tension, and sort of everything stops binding, and you've got to play around with the tension to see if you can get the pins to bind again. And when they do start binding, it's ever so subtle, you don't really notice it. The core's buried right down in here, which makes getting a tool in here quite difficult. Now, I have seen one of these picked with a goat tool. This is my goat tool, but my goat tool bears little resemblance to the official goat tool. It's been modified many times to fit many different locks, but as a result of that, it's quite weak. So I have opened this to the first position before with the goat, but then the goat won't go any further. I can't get that spring fully engages in this for the second position. You have to pick this to two positions, and the tension is so high this starts to just bend and flex and then slip off the core because the fit isn't great. So I've had to go quickly knocking up a tool. I cut one out of a lock plate. It does give me longer reach. It's not great. It's definitely not the prettiest tool on the planet, but it does get the job done, and you can get it picked to a second position. So I have got the shackle pop done, although I have to say it was bloody hard work. not easy at all. So hopefully I'm about to recreate that experience. So yeah, I think what we'll do is I'll get this set up on a vise and go make myself comfy, because the core's buried down there, it's just not going to be a great camera angle. I've played around a bit. I'll do the best I can, but yeah, I'll get it set up, see how we do. So I shall see you in a minute, hopefully for a pick that won't be too long. All right, see you soon. Right, so I apologise, there's no really good angle to get this lock out with the core way down in there. If I put a camera above it, then I end up obscuring my view, so I won't be able to pick it. So I'll do the best I can. It's not going to be a quick pick, this. These tapered pins are a mare. I'll start around here, I think. No, nothing. I've got a couple of tools because some of the pins really bind tightly. Like that one. Feedback can be incredibly subtle from these tapers, or incredibly pronounced like that. You find your setter pin, Then you set another pin, and then the pin you just set needs another prod because the taper's slipped down more. Yeah, a bit more on that one. Sometimes you've got a pin that won't go, it's just hung up on a taper. Give it a tap on top and it's enough to pop it through the shear line. That's fine. So is that. Yeah, it was binding. What's going on with pin 6? Let's freed it. I'm going to go for the, assuming I get it open once, I'm going to go for the second open. I'll probably speed up through that. Won't torque, just because these tapered pins can be very laborious. And given you can't see very much, it could be a bit boring. Yeah, I'd overset number 6. Right, yeah, going to increase the tension just a little bit. Now I'm starting to get pins bind down on my shear again. Each pin gets a very tiny amount of movement. Almost imperceptible. It does feel like things are moving again. Right, so now it's all gone dead again. Increase the tension a little bit more, I think. Okay, give it that pin. got to be close. Fingers are killing me. Ah, movement. Right, that was core movement then. Yeah, it's gone. So that is the first position. You can see how tapered pins are a bloody nightmare. Right, I am just going to give my fingers a rest. So I'm going to stop this here for a second. I'm going to come right back to it in a minute once I've given my fingers a chance to recover. Back in a moment. So back for round two, and we've had a casualty. This is now properly bent out of shape, and I can't tension with it, and I've tried to straighten it with some pliers, but it's not going to get that rotated or tensioned properly so I can get it picked to a second position, and the goat wrench, what I've got, won't fit. And then I've taken a look at the multi-pick one, which Jason34 also sent me, and that doesn't have a long enough reach to get in there, so can't get that in there either. So what I'm actually going to, I know you can, an unmodified goat, I know you can get in there, because I've seen Locknoob do it with his, but I can't. My one's been too heavily modified to the point where it's just not strong enough. That core spring is super powerful, but I have picked it to one position, so I'm going to call a win on that. And as with all of my tubular locks, I have ground the lug off of one of the keys, which allows me to go from the second position, there you go, and call a win. I tell you what, in practice, certainly, hang on, where's the zoom gone? 0.5 is where I want to be, yeah. In practice, I think this is, if it were in situ, securing something, I think this would be unpickable, simply because of how much tension is on that tubular core. That spring in there is, like I said, super powerful. And holding a tool in place to pick this with tapered pins is actually murder. So as far as security goes, this is a bloody good lock, and that's a steel body as well. It's not brass. So unless someone knows of a bypass for these, I'd say that was a bloody good lock. Anyway, not too much chatter. I'm going to pull the core out and show you what's inside as much as I can do. Can't gut these. Because they are, it's a sealed, hang on, it's a sealed tubular thing. It would have to be destructive, and I'm not going to do that because I like this lock just too much. And the core's pretty natty as well. So that's that, yeah, that's jammed in there. So let's see if I can push that in inside there, like so, and coax that. There we go. There's a core. And the actuator cam. Slots in the back of this, made of metal. And yeah, zoom in. That's not turned back fully. Let's turn that back fully. Really, really nice little core. Yeah, better than your average tubular core. I have actually picked it out of the lock. It's a lot easier to pick outside of the casing, although it's just as time consuming because those tapered pins make that quite an effective deterrent. And I think, yeah, in real terms, no one is picking this on a windswept night. That's just not happening. So American lock, and slightly begrudgingly master lock, I guess, who own American lock. Good job. This is actually a really good lock. So that's it for tonight. Sorry I didn't get the full official second position shackle pop open, but you know, theoretically it's done. And if I go out and get myself a brand new shiny goat tool, I will give that another go. Because I would like. I did get the shackle pop, but not on camera on the first time I picked it. But obviously my tools are now so battered, I need to get some new ones. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, and enjoy your picking. Cheers.